All right, let's just dive right into this. Have you ever actually stopped to think about what happens when the absolute ultimate control center of your body comes under attack? I mean, your brain is frankly a masterpiece. It's the core system that lets you think, move, speak, feel, and hold on to your most cherished memories. But what exactly happens when diseases damage this crucial system or the nerves connected to it? Well, welcome to today's explainer. We're going to unpack exactly how the human brain and nervous system operate, what happens when things glitch out, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself. Here is our quick roadmap for today. Number 1, meet your nervous system. Number 2, common neurological disorders. Number 3, warning signs and risks. Number 4, diagnosis and treatment. And finally, number 5, protecting your brain. Let's get into it. Section 1. Meet your nervous system. So, your body relies on vital communication pathways for literally everything you do. We're talking breathing, walking, smiling, blinking, even dreaming while you're fast asleep. Think of your nervous system as your body's very own ultra-high-speed internet network. Your brain acts as the main server, right? And it's sending these crucial messages down through the spinal cord and out across millions of nerves to every single corner of your body. The big takeaway here is that when something damages these delicate pathways, the signals get dropped. The network basically crashes. And as a result, your body simply can't function the way it's supposed to. Moving right along to Section 2, common neurological disorders. Now that we know how the network is supposed to run, we're going to look at the specific glitches and attacks that can compromise the whole shebang. First up is a stroke. A stroke happens when blood completely stops flowing to a part of the brain or when a blood vessel bursts. And without oxygen, brain cells literally begin to die within minutes. It is a massive medical emergency. You have to act quickly. Always remember the acronym FAST. That's face drooping, arms weak, speech slurred, and time to call emergency services. Acting fast can quite literally save a life and save the brain from permanent damage. Now, let's contrast a healthy brain with an Alzheimer's brain. Alzheimer's disease is this condition that slowly, gradually damages memory and thinking. It usually starts small, maybe just forgetting a name or where you tossed your keys. But as the disease progresses, it actually causes physical shrinkage in the brain itself. That makes it incredibly difficult to do everyday tasks or even recognize close family members. And while there's no cure just yet, staying engaged, like doing healthy exercise, reading, keeping up with social activities, can really help keep the brain healthier for longer. Okay, let's talk about movement and electrical glitches within our body's network. With Parkinson's disease, certain brain cells that produce a chemical called dopamine just gradually die off. And losing that dopamine really messes with movement, causing things like shaking hands, stiff muscles, and a slower walk. Then we have epilepsy. This is an electrical issue where sudden bursts of unusual electrical activity inside the brain cause repeated seizures. And seizures don't all look the same. Some cause dramatic shaking, sure, but others just cause a person to stare blankly into space for a few seconds. The really great news here is that many people with Parkinson's or epilepsy go on to live very normal, active lives with the right medication and medical care. When we look at multiple sclerosis, or MS, consider how a healthy nerve ensures really fast communication. But with MS, the body's own immune system gets confused and mistakenly attacks the protective covering around that nerve. Imagine stripping the insulation off a wire. When that covering is damaged, communication between the brain and the body drastically slows down. This can lead to a whole host of symptoms like blurred vision, numbness, severe fatigue, and trouble walking. But again, early treatment is an absolute game changer in slowing the disease down. Let's examine 3 very serious structural and infectious conditions. First up, meningitis. The cause here is an infection that brings on dangerous swelling around the brain and spinal cord. It causes severe headaches, a stiff neck, and fever. It spreads incredibly fast and is a major medical emergency. Next is encephalitis. This is inflammation inside the brain itself, usually triggered by a virus, leading to confusion and even seizures. Without treatment, you're looking at severe brain damage. Finally, brain tumors. These are just abnormal cell growths inside the brain. Some are completely harmless, but others can be cancerous and might require surgery, radiation, or chemotherapy to tackle. To wrap up our look at these specific disorders, we've got to cover pain and nerve damage, starting with migraines. And listen, these are way, way more than just ordinary headaches. We are talking severe pain, nausea, and massive, overwhelming sensitivity to light and sound. Managing your stress, sleep, and identifying triggers is super key here. Next is peripheral neuropathy. This is nerve damage outside the brain and spinal cord, often hitting the hands and feet, causing numbness or this burning pain. What's absolutely crucial to know is that diabetes is one of the most common causes for this, so controlling your blood sugar actively protects those nerves. Lastly, ALS, which you might know as Lou Gehrig's disease. This is a truly devastating condition that slowly destroys the motor neurons controlling your muscles, leading to a gradual loss of the ability to walk, speak, swallow, and eventually even breathe independently. Hey, we're about halfway through today's deep dive into the human brain. I just want to take a quick second to check in with you all. Are you finding this breakdown helpful? If you're enjoying this explainer and learning something new today, please take a quick moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is exactly what lets us keep creating simple educational explainers just like this one for folks all around the world. All right, let's jump right back into it. Section 3, Warning Signs and Risks. We are shifting gears now to focus on the universal red flags. These are the signs that tell us something is going very wrong within our body's network, and you should literally never ever ignore them. Sudden weakness or numbness, trouble speaking, memory loss, frequent headaches or sudden seizures, loss of balance, vision problems, unexplained tremors. My biggest message to everyone, especially the younger viewers tuning in today, is this. Getting early medical attention the moment these signs appear makes a massive, massive difference in how things turn out. So who exactly is at risk here? Well, the truth is anyone can develop a neurological disorder. Your risk naturally goes up with things you can't control, like aging and your family history, but there are totally preventable risks too. Things like high blood pressure, diabetes, smoking, a poor diet, and not exercising enough. The real takeaway here is that by actively making healthier choices in your everyday life, you have the power to drastically reduce so many of these preventable risks.
Okay, Section 4, Diagnosis and Treatment.
Let's transition over to what I kind of like to call the repair shop phase. How do doctors actually figure out what's wrong and fix these complex glitches? Well, to fix a problem, you first have to find it, right? Doctors look under the hood, starting with standard physical exams. Then they get a much deeper look using MRI and CT scans. They might use blood and spinal fluid tests, which is how they check for infections like meningitis. They also use EEG tests to monitor brainwaves, which is absolutely critical for diagnosing epilepsy, and nerve conduction studies to see exactly how well those nerve signals are firing. Finding the problem early using these incredible tools directly paves the way for much better, much faster treatments. Now, once a diagnosis is locked in, the treatment paths can vary a lot depending on the disease. Doctors might prescribe specific medicines or recommend surgery, but beyond just the medical procedures, things like physical, speech, and occupational therapy, along with counseling and rehab, are absolutely vital for recovery and daily management. And please, never underestimate the incredible power of daily love, patience, and support from family and caregivers. Honestly, that support network is truly just as important as any pill or surgery. And finally, Section 5, Protecting your brain. We've talked about the scary stuff, the diseases, the treatments. Now let's talk about how to armor up. How do you actively maintain your brain health? Because keeping your brain healthy is literally the best investment you could ever make for your future. Exercise regularly, eat well, load up on those fruits and veggies, prioritize getting good sleep. Keep learning new things your entire life to keep those neural pathways firing on all cylinders. Wear helmets on bicycles or motorcycles, protect the hardware, people. Control your blood pressure and diabetes, and steer clear of smoking and excessive alcohol. These daily habits build an incredible, robust defense system for your entire nervous system. And you know, there is so much to be optimistic about right now. The futuristic medical advancements currently in the pipeline are mind-blowing. Scientists are literally using artificial intelligence to detect diseases way earlier than humanly possible. We're seeing massive breakthroughs in new medicines, stem cell research, advanced brain implants, and even gene therapy. These incredible advancements aren't just science fiction anymore. They're offering real, tangible hope and a much brighter future to millions of people living with neurological disorders. So, what's the big takeaway from everything we've covered today? We've explored how conditions ranging all the way from a stroke to ALS affect the body's network in some radically different ways. But the underlying truth remains exactly the same. Recognizing those warning symptoms early, getting yourself medical care quickly, and committing to a healthy, active lifestyle are universally crucial steps. They are steps that can quite literally save your life. Knowledge truly is one of the strongest medicines. Your brain controls every single thought, movement, memory, and dream you will ever have. So I want to leave you with this one question. Knowing what you know now about how fragile and incredibly beautiful your body's network is, what is one habit you're going to change today to protect it for tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends and family, because sharing this knowledge could literally save a life. I'll see you next time.